Kensi Wheeler has been a student at St. Stephen's for the past 3 years. She is a world champion ballroom dancer and president of the National Honor Society and part of Youth Leadership Sarasota. In her free time, she enjoys creating fruit art. Please welcome Kensi.
Thank you, Reese. Last year, during photography class, we were given an assignment. Reverend Corey, not yet. 1 second. No, you're good. We don't want to scare him yet. Okay. 2 seconds. Last year, during photography class, we were given an assignment to create a spooky photo shoot for Halloween season. I decided to do mine based on a group of girls drowning a body in the middle of the night. Now looking back, I realize this sounds really dark, but I promise at the time, I thought it was creative. The shoot went great, but at the end of the night, I still felt like I was missing the shot. One of my friends offered to go in the mucky canal behind my house, where I honestly wouldn't even swim in the daylight when it was pitch black outside. She wore a black veil over her head, while another friend pushed her below the water so that only her eyes were left above, and the rest of her body was submerged in the deep black water. And Reverend Corey is going to show you what my work ended up being like because the projector is not working, but I think you guys can all imagine. If this doesn't scream true friendship, I don't know what does. What you don't know is that her pure selflessness has been there since we met, and I want to share the story with you. A few months into my sophomore year, I moved from my school in Ohio to St. Stephen's to pursue a ballroom dance opportunity in Sarasota. The movies make switching schools in the middle of high school look scary and hard, but honestly, I wasn't worried. I had great friendships and a million memories with the kids I grew up with. I didn't imagine it would be any different at this new school. It didn't take me long to realize that maybe the movies were right. I found myself sitting at a lunch table where no one would say a word to me. I tried to start a conversation, a few words were exchanged, and then silence. I actually tried this for a week, and by Friday, I got the clue that I wasn't welcome. At this point, I was questioning if I made a good decision. The only thing that felt right were the amazing first set of teachers that welcomed me to St. Stephen's, especially Mr. Moore, Mrs. Cotton, and my wonderful advisor, Mrs. Kahn. Naturally, lunchtime was the hardest, but all it took to turn my world around was a simple, "Hello, my name is Betsy." If any of you don't know who I'm referring to, it's Betsy Neal, aka the body in the water. Our first conversation was filled with countless questions fired back and forth, getting to know each other. And after 10 minutes, we were already planning future trips to Europe together. And at the end, she was asking me to sit with her lunch table, not even knowing what I had just gone through. This gesture probably seemed so small to her at the time, but it meant everything to me. Not only did she give me a place where I belonged, but she also became my best friend for life. Her entire group of friends could not have been more welcoming, and they instantly made me feel at home. I was never an outsider around them. I was a friend from the beginning. Annabelle, Ella, Emma, Lucy, Liv, Jackie, and Betsy, words can't express how grateful I am to you for all the laughs, stories, and memories created together. I'm telling you this story because we will all be the new person at some point in our lives. Whether at college, a new job, or a new city, each of us will be looking around, unsure of our place, and hoping to meet the people who make us feel celebrated and seen. If you find yourself on the other end of the table, don't be unwilling to give someone a chance or extend a hand. The beautiful part is that you'll never know where it will lead. You may even end up late at night in the middle of a dark canal, or wherever your story takes place. I feel our hesitation to reach out to others stems from not wanting to step outside of our comfort zone or change your current group dynamic. But instead, being open and letting new people in might result in a friendship you couldn't imagine living without. Ultimately, the ability to welcome someone in is the highest form of confidence and generosity. I don't blame anyone for my initial experience because 3 years ago, I too don't know how I would have acted towards someone new, not yet having walked in these shoes. I've learned how I want to interact with new people in the future and how I want to make others feel. I encourage all of you at any stage in your journey to be someone who looks out for others and spreads more kindness in our world. With that note, I want to thank my beautiful group of friends for being so supportive and loving. You all mean the world to me, and I love you so much. I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys next year. And a special thank you to all my other wonderful friends at St. Stephen's. Thank you guys for making my years here so meaningful and fun. I want to thank all the teachers who I've had the honor of being a student of, and all the other faculty who I've been lucky to meet at my time here. I'd like to especially thank Mr. Moore. When I first came to St. Stephen's, your class was not an easy one to drop into midway through the year, but you could not have been more supportive. I've been so lucky and had the opportunity to learn and grow in your class for 3 years in a row. I next want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Cotton. You both gave me such a strong foundation of knowledge and were always willing to help me with whatever I needed, and of course, answer my millions of math questions. I want to thank Ms. Springstead for also answering my endless math questions. You couldn't be more patient and kind when it comes to helping me. I want to thank Ms. Clow for knowing how to make physics fun. I want to thank Ms. Grady for all the special memories made in photo class. I want to thank Ms. Gianelli for being my independent study advisor. I'm so appreciative of our long conversations and all the wisdom and guidance you've shared with me. I want to thank Mrs. Khan for not only being there for me countless times throughout my time here, but also being there for the entire school at the same time. I know you do a million things in a day, but you somehow always have time for everything I need. I will miss all of our time together and your warm smile so much next year. Thank you, Mr. Forrester, for being the coolest and funnest headmaster, and Mr. Holt for being my favorite person to see in the morning. I want to say a special thank you to Annabelle for being my best friend, but also quite literally the funniest person I know. You can instantly make light of a hard situation and always know what to say to cheer me up. Somehow, you make the hardest class I have ever taken one of my favorite parts of the day, pre-calc. I wouldn't trade our cram sessions, coffee runs when we are on our last leg, or chaotic physics labs where we have no clue what we're doing for anything. I don't know what I'm gonna do without our fashion talks and getting so excited over charm bracelets and neon green for Love and Lemon tops next year. You are the most beautiful girl inside and out, and I'm so beyond blessed to know you. I want to thank my inspiration for this speech and my best friend, Betsy, for somehow making every time we're together the time of our lives. I admire you in so many ways, from how talented you are in both your art and writing abilities to how you're always able to stay true to yourself. I hope we can be Europe roommates for life because there's no one I'd rather be locked out of our hotel room with or always late to breakfast because we could never wake up. I love you so much, and I'm so lucky to have you in my life. To my incredible parents, I love our family of 3 more than anything. I cannot thank you both enough for working so hard every single day to make all my dreams come true and sacrificing so much for me to support me in all my passions. To my mom, my biggest inspiration and my #1 best friend in this whole world. Being your daughter is the greatest gift I will ever receive. Thank you for making every moment we spend together so special and unforgettable. Nothing makes me happier than all of our long conversations about literally everything. Our girls' trips all over the world, and of course, our shared love and addiction of shopping. No matter what we do, I always have the most fun with you, and thank my lucky stars that I get to spend the rest of my life looking up to the most incredible example. If I could embody half of the kindness, wisdom, grace, beauty, smarts, generosity, dedication, and resilience you possess, I would be beyond blessed. You are quite literally who I want to be when I grow up. I love you endlessly. To my dad, thank you for being the most supportive girl dad ever. From spending hours practicing lacrosse with me on the beach from when I thought I was going to play, to always bringing me breakfast in bed, to building me a dance studio in every house we've ever lived in. You are so amazing to me, and I appreciate everything more than you know. Thank you for always driving me to dance, no matter what. This time with you means so much to me. There's nothing I love more than our real estate discussions because I still look up to you and the life you've built for our family. I could not be more proud to be your daughter. Thank you.
Please stand and join me in